Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. I've not done a video for a while. I thought you were jogged out, so I thought I'm not going to do any more jog videos. But also, I'm not one of those YouTubers who drops product. Is that what they call it? I'm not a creator or a creative even who drops product on a regular basis, like on a Tuesday or a Friday, and so you tune in to catch it like it's an episode of fucking Coronation Street or something. The thing about Julian's videos, right, is if I think I've got something to say, then I'll do a video, and if I don't, then I won't. And actually, sometimes I do a video even when I don't have something to say, but that's what us YouTubers are like, isn't it? So what is today's magnum opus all about? Well, I thought I'd do a video about 7 reasons why it's better to ride in a group. Yes, you don't want to ride on your own, it's dull. So ride in a group. Number 1. You won't be the worst. If you're riding on your own, then you're always the shittest climber, aren't you? You're the shittest sprinter, you're the shittest rouleur, you're the shittest gramper, you're the shittest cyclist. But if you're in a group, you won't be the shittest. There's always somebody who's going to be worse than you. Now, they may not be worse than you all the time. They may be better than you on every single ride that you do, and then you do one ride and you do a climb or something like that, or you do a downhill, and it turns out that they are the shittest. So if you ride in a group, right, there's always a pretty good chance that there's someone even more rubbish than you. Reason number 2, banter. Oh, don't us cyclists love banter? Now, if you're riding along on your own, you can't have banter. I mean, you can talk to yourself, but you just look like a loony. You can't say that anymore, can you? But if you ride in a group, you can have endless banter. You can make racist jokes. You can make sexist jokes. Nobody cares because they're cyclists. And then you can talk about kit. Oh, I see you've got one of those new Rafa tops. What are they like? Or you can talk about shoes. City, I always think they're the best city shoes. Or you just talk about bikes. Oh, who wants a Giant? Who wants a Specialized? I've got something different. I've got an Orbea. Oh, have you? Or you can talk about group sets. What do you think about Campeg Eccar then? 13 speed. What do you think about that? You've got to have a special chain. And SRAM are really taking over. I think you'll find wireless, it's the future. Or you can talk about disc brakes. Disc brakes, oh, they're shit. Oh, save the rim brake. Don't save the fucking rim brake. Disc brakes, they're the best. Carbon wheels, yeah, it's all about the wheels. No, it's all about the bike. Tubeless, have you gone tubeless yet? Oh, you've got to go tubeless. I've got one of these new dynamo lights, one of those Son lights. Have you heard of them? Oh, you've not heard of them? Oh, are you doing any of those Sportives next year? Yeah, I'm thinking of doing the Transcontinental. So you can have this endless kind of dull, dreary, one-upmanship banter from the start of the ride to the end of it, and you will never get bored. Reason number 3, kit envy. Yes, you're riding along with somebody. You say, oh, Castelli, not bad. Café du Cycliste. I know somebody who's got 130 Café du Cycliste jerseys. He never wears them. Velocio. Oh, I think Velocio, they're the best. But you can't beat DHB. You know, have you been to Aldi lately? They've got some amazing stuff in Aldi. And Decathlon, yeah, I know everybody laughs at Decathlon, but it's cheap and it's good quality stuff. Have you ever tried Ashmay? Oh, I'm thinking of getting some of that Ashmay. What about Shut? They're quite a good band. And Endure. You can't beat one of your old-fashioned Scottish brands, yeah. And, oh, you got some new shorts then. Oh. Another pair of shoes, Julian? Oh, you seem to have quite a few pairs of shoes. And, you got a buff. Oh, the rest of us have to make do with a neck warmer, but you... Yes, Julian, you've got a fucking buff. I've got 2 buffs, actually. Oh, is that a cask helmet? No, I always prefer Met myself, or Bell. They make quite good helmets. Have you seen those POC helmets? They always look a bit funny, I think. You make it look like a magic mushroom or something like that. I don't really like them. Cask, they're the way to go. Of course, in the old days, you didn't have a helmet. You just had a kind of baseball hat on your head or something like that. And you always ended up with brain damage. But nobody cares. I mean, everyone's got dementia now, haven't they? So... kit envy. Isn't that a wonderful reason for riding in a group? The next reason, I don't know if you've noticed, by the way, I've changed position. I've been watching a few YouTubers and they have these different kind of camera setups. Some of them even have different cameras. I thought I ought to do that. Actually, somebody left a comment on one of my videos and said, all you do is actually talk to the camera, isn't it? That's all you do. Well, yeah, it is all I do. I mean, you know, what's wrong with talking to the camera? Emily Maitlis does it. I know I'm not Emily Maitlis. Who's that other person? Jeremy Paxman. No, he's retired, isn't he? Tom Bradby. Yeah, he's on News at 10. Well, that's all he does, talks to the camera. What, you're comparing yourself to Tom Bradby now? Anyway, I thought I'd change position. So you'd think it's a different Julian, when in fact it's still the same Julian. He's just kind of slightly changed the camera angle. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about was drafting, right? When you ride in a group, you can draft, right? You can sit behind, I'm sure you know what drafting is, but you sit close behind somebody else so that they operate as a windbreak, and it makes the cycling a lot easier for you. Now, if I'm in a group, I'll always draft, right? And if I'm not in a group and I'm riding along, I come across somebody, then I always find it good. I'll sit on their wheel, quite close to their wheel, and I'll sit there for quite a few miles. Now, I mean, it's great because sometimes they turn around, they make some kind of gestures, they make kind of V sign like that. So they obviously appreciate what I'm doing, and sometimes they shout comments. But I mean, because of the wind and stuff, and because my hearing's not very good, I can't hear what it is that they shout. I suspect they're shouting like it's like, well done, mate. Yeah, you sit on my wheel as long as you like. I mean, I don't know. They might say, you can't get off my fucking wheel. But I can't hear them, you see. So I think they really appreciate it. So if you're riding along, next time you're riding along, and you're either in a group or you're not in a group, and you come across another cyclist, they're going quite quickly, just a little bit quicker than you are, and you're feeling a little bit tired, jump on their wheel, sit on their wheel for the rest of the ride, sit on their wheel for a few miles. They're not going to mind, they love it. One of the things that us cyclists really appreciate is when somebody's sitting on our wheel and drafting and getting the benefit of all the work that we do. So that's a great reason to ride in a group. You can draft for the whole length of the ride, and so nobody is going to care about it. The other thing is, if you go out on your own, right, you've got to choose your own route. You've got to decide where you're going to go. You've got to look at Komoot or Garmin or Strava or whatever it is, and you say, okay, when I come up to this junction, do I turn left or do I turn right, or do I go up that hill, or do I go down that hill, and do I go to this place today, or do I go to that cafe today? Well, if you're in a group, you don't have to worry about that. Somebody else can pick the route. Right, you turn up to the ride and people say, where are we going today? So I don't know. I'm just going to follow you guys. So you ride in a group and somebody else picks the route. If they turn left, you just follow them. And if you're drafting, makes it easy. They turn right, you turn right. They go uphill, you go uphill. They go downhill, you go downhill. Somebody else can pick the route, so it makes your life so much easier. And if somebody says to you, right, on a group ride, Julian, I think, right, next week you should pick the route, then all you've got to say is, I can't do next week, my sister's coming. I'm sorry, I'm stuck. And then they say, what about the week after? You say, no, I can't do the week after. I've got to go see the father-in-law. And then they'll forget about it, you see. And then you can join up with the group again, and they'll forget that you were coming. So somebody else has picked the route, and there you are, jump on, and away you go. The next reason is, if you're on your own and you get a puncture, right, you've got to fix your puncture, right? Whereas if you're in a group, right, I find the thing to do is act like you're not really sure what you're doing. It's like, where do I put this lever, or I don't know how to fix the pump or something. Now, if you're doing that, all the rest of the people will stop, because cyclists are really good like that. And somebody else will say, here you are, Julian, let me do it for you, because they don't want to wait, you see. They don't want to hang around while you're trying to sort out your puncture. So just tears, they're always useful. I thought I knew how to fix it, but I can't get this tyre back on. Right? Or, I thought you were supposed to put the sealant in before you pumped it on. I didn't know you put it in after you pumped it on. So, if you're in a group, almost certainly somebody else can fix the puncture for you. So you don't have to learn how to do it. You don't have to go through all that faff. And with any luck, you won't have to touch anything at all, so your hands won't get dirty. They'll get all the shit on their hands, and they'll fix your puncture, and you'll be able to carry on. So, I mean, it's great, isn't it? It's fun. It's fun. Riding in a group is fun. If you're riding on your own, it's boring, like plodding along. Right? And if you're a YouTuber, you got to set up the camera, and then you got to ride along, take the picture of, and then you got to stop, and you got to go back and pick up the camera, put it back in your pocket. You got to do all this. You got to do all this work, all this faff, all this filming bollocks, right? But if you're in a group, right, it's fun. You can just enjoy yourself. You can just look at the scenery. You can sing like a bird, or do birds sing? Well, they do. They don't kind of do karaoke. You ever see a bird doing a karaoke? Yeah. I'm going to open a karaoke club for birds, and the birds can come and I say, sing, you fucker, sing. And they say, we don't sing. I say, you sing when you're in the trees. And they say, well, there's no trees here. So then I'm going to get trees in the club. Right? And all the birds will come in. Anyway, that's enough of that. So it's fun. Right? Cycling in a group is fun. So why not? That's what I say. Why not? I've changed position again. This is great, isn't it? You don't know how long these camera setups take, right? I've got a whole crew. I've got my crew. Well, my, what do you call them? My posse. That's what I've got. My posse. They come in and they change the cameras around, they change the tripods around, they change the lighting, they set up the microphones, all that kind of stuff. And I just sit and wait like I'm a top actor, like I'm what's his name, Matt Damon or Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel actor. Somebody left a comment on my video saying, "You show your age. You keep on giving the names of these old people." Timothy Chalamet. That's it, Timothy Chalamet. There's an actor. He's in the new Dune film. My son wants to go and see that, by the way, so I'm going to take him. So there'll be a movie review. But the last reason for riding in a group is my darling wife Jane, who I love very, very much, and I'm pleased to say loves me most of the time, does not like me riding on my own because she gets worried that I'll have an accident, something go wrong. Whereas if I ride in a group and I have an accident, then there's somebody around to phone up and provide that kind of assistance. So if you're in that situation, now of course you may not have somebody that you can always ride with, but for me, she prefers me to ride with somebody else. So if I can ride with somebody else, if I can ride in a group, then add to that all those other reasons. And I think riding in a group is better than riding on your own. So if you like my videos, please like my videos. I always get that wrong, don't I? I'm not like one of these slick YouTubers, and I don't have one of those signs at the bottom of the screen that says subscribe, and then a hand comes out and it presses it like that, and then it presses the bell button. I don't. You see, because I'm not a very good YouTuber. I don't understand all these kind of tricks, and my editing is shit, and I don't know how to add music, and I hate music in videos anyway. I did a rant about that. You may have seen it. It's up there somewhere. There's a link to it. No, there isn't a link to it because I don't know how to do that link. You see, I can't do all this stuff. I'll never be a great YouTuber with 100,000 subscribers and make loads and loads of money because I'm always going to be a shit YouTuber, but I prefer us shit YouTubers. We're going to stick together. I'm going to start a Facebook group for shit YouTubers who can all get together and not share tips and tricks to make our videos better. So anyway, please remember that my videos raise money for the Vine Food Bank, which is in Croydon, which is in the United Kingdom. So every time you sit through one of my videos, you help to support people who are less fortunate than ourselves. So thanks for watching and see you next time.